Now, ahora vamos a hablar de la hora, or the hour/time. So we talked about dates. Now we're going to talk about time. The first thing you have to know about talking about time is that you actually tend to ask two different questions when you talk about time. One of the questions you tend to ask is ¿qué hora es?, which is what time is it? This tends to be the one people think about when you're talking about time, like, oh, I want to know what the time is. But this is actually the less common question. The more common question is ¿a qué hora es? ¿A qué hora es? That "a" means at. So it's what time is it at, or literally at what time is it? Okay? And your answer will shift slightly depending on which one you're using. Let's talk about qué hora es first and talk about how you form time, and then we'll come back to a qué hora es. So, to tell time in Spanish, it's pretty simple. You just do the hour as a number in Spanish, the hora. And then the easiest way to do it is to say y, which means and then do the number for the minutes, minutos. So for example, if I want to say that it is 2:40, I would say son, because 2 is plural, 2:40. Son, literally they are, but it's because it's 2, it's considered plural. 2:40, 40, 2 and 40 minutes. Good? If it is 1 o'clock, that's the only one you'll change it for. Everybody else will be son. For 1 o'clock, you'll say es la una, because time is feminine. Dates are masculine, time is feminine. So if I want to say it's 1:20, es la 1:20. So again, 2:40, 2:40, 1:20, es la 1:20. Bien. Now, there's a few other ways you can do this. One, there are a few special ones. Just like we can say quarter after or half past, they can too. For 30, they tend to say y media. Media means half, so they're saying it's half past. For 15 after, they say cuarto, not cuatro, cuarto, RT here, which is a quarter after. So again, if I want to say something like, I want to say it is 4:30, I would say son las 4:30. Or if I want to say it is 11:15, perdón, I would say son las 11:15. You can use quince, it really doesn't matter on this one. The media, though, is pretty standard. They don't say 30 very often. You also don't absolutely need this loss. You can drop it, but I tend to use it. So the one that throws people, I want to talk about a little bit differently first. If you think about it, you have probably heard someone say it's 10 till 2 or it's 20 till 4. We say that it's a number till an hour, and that's our way of rounding up to the next hour. They say it's that hour minus the time. So if I want to say, let's say it's 1:50. But I don't want to say 1:50. I want to say it's 10 till 2. The way I do that in Spanish is I say son las, I still start with my hour. Son las dos, it's 2, but instead of and, I'm going to say menos for minus. Think of this as a minus sign. Menos 10. Now, if this part confuses you, just don't use it. You should be able to read it, but don't use it. If it's confusing, don't use it. I'll do one more example, but again, it's not critical that you memorize this as long as you can understand when someone else uses it. So let's say that it is 6:40. So it's 20 till 7 is how someone might say that. Okay? Son las, what hour is it going to be? 7. 7. Menos, minus 20. That's it. Okay? Now, if you need to say morning, afternoon, or evening, they don't do, you can do AM and PM for writing, but they don't say AM and PM. They tend to say in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. So your choices are, you always start with de la. De la literally means of the, but they use it for in the for this, okay? De la. Mañana is morning. Tarde is afternoon. And noche is night or evening. Buena? Now, coming back to, if you remember, I said at the beginning, these are all the way you would answer, what time is it? Now, the time part stays the same, but the beginning part changes slightly if you're wanting to say something is at a certain time. So if I say, ¿a qué hora es el concierto? When is the concert? Or at what time is the concert? Okay? All you're going to change is, so if someone says to you, again, I'm going to write this down. ¿A qué hora es? And then some event. For this one, I'm going to do el concierto. Okay? Notice we used S because of the event, right? So we're going to use S in our answer. S, but the way we make this okay is we just put a. And then unless it's 1 o'clock, you're going to put las. If it's 1 o'clock, you'll put la because it'll be una. So es a las, let's say that the concert is at 8:10. Es a las 8:10. It's at 8:10. If I want to say it's at 1:30, es la 1:30. es a la 1:30. That's the only difference. Bueno, ahora tú puedes hacer la práctica en Canvas. You can do the practice on Canvas.